In one of your episodes, I think it was Piyushi who said, to think too much about an action often becomes its undoing. Like whenever I'm in a creative block, this is exactly how I feel. I keep thinking too much about. When I'm thinking too much about it, I just end up creating nothing. How do you guys deal with that? And what are some ways that you guys kind of get over your creative blocks?
This happened with us a lot,
A lot.
especially in the start when
So
we
much.
when we had to figure out our entire visual identity. We would sit every day and work on this, and every day we'd be like, hey, so should we call ourselves bibliophiles or should bibliophiles?
Bibliophiles.
I'm so glad we didn't stick with that, because
We had a whole list
yeah,
of really corny names.
that we thought. And even for the visual identity, I think each and every book related element on Canva we have used and abused and just oof. But I think after a couple of days we had the same realization that you spoke about, that we are getting effectively nowhere. And I think it was a realization that there is endless variety and we are never going to find something that we absolutely love. There's never going to be something that we look at and we'll be like, whoa, this is it. It's not going to happen. So we need something that checks predefined parameters. Like, is it easy for us to replicate going ahead in the future? Is it something that is very readable? Is it something that aligns with what we want our brand to be, like quirky, bright, fun? Is it something that people will want to keep consuming because it looks interesting? So once we had these 3 to 4 very practical parameters listed down, it was easier for us to shortlist and sort of figure out where we want to go.
Yeah, it was a lot easier. And I think with creative blocks, a lot of times we would just not be able to do a review because neither of us had finished a book. I took 3 months to finish 1984 because it was so much. It was so much to handle. And I think a lot of times Ira would also just feel like, I don't feel like reading anything heavy right now. So what we started doing was Ira would focus a lot on the content aspect during those time frames when we felt like we were getting burnt out, and I would focus on reading multiple books at a time because that's how I would power through a burnout, and she would take her time to allow herself to be creative, and that's how we would just sort of get through it. I think that's what we did.
Yeah, so I would not read and Piyushi would read extra. Basically.
It shows our personalities.